Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about food as fuel versus food as a treat. Okay, so this is an argument that's always going on the internet between trainers and clients, and then just amongst health focused individuals, or if it's not health focused, then sometimes it's aesthetic focused individuals versus the common population or the general population who is not super focused on health or not super focused on aesthetics, right? So, um, let me say this. So, I do believe that there is a time and place for food to be enjoyed. And by enjoyed, I don't mean like that has to be on the other end of the spectrum is the food is nasty, but I mean a genuine experience. Like you are craving this food, you get on DoorDash, you look at the photos, you're like, wow, that looks immaculate and mouth-watering. You order it, you're excited for it to come, it arrives, you rush to open it, you smell it, you're like, fuck yeah, you take a photo of it. It's this an entire enjoyable dopamine filled experience, and then you take the first bite and you're like, oh my god, that was amazing, like holy shit, I can't wait for the next bite. And you just next bite, next bite, next bite. You're like, this is amazing. And you take another selfie with the food, and you're just like, holy shit, this was an amazing experience. And take that experience, that DoorDash experience I just explained, apply it to the same thing of going to a fast food restaurant. You're craving the Big Mac, you're craving some fries, you're craving a shake, you're craving pasta from this super bougie restaurant in downtown LA, whatever it might be. These are experiences where the entire experience is exciting. It's filling you up with energy. You can't wait for it to happen. This is what I mean as food as a treat. There's time and place for that. And to give you a few examples, date night. Family friends are coming in town that you haven't seen in months. Anniversary, birthday. I'm talking special events that happen, once every few months. This is the time for food to be a full on treat, a full on experience filled with dopamine, good energy, excitement. But it is not supposed to be, in my opinion, an everyday thing. Now, let me be very clear. As a personal trainer, I am biased in this statement, but it does not mean that the opposite of this is eating food that tastes bad, where you don't enjoy the experience, where it sucks, it's terrible. This means that on the other end of the spectrum, you're utilizing food as its purpose, which is fuel, okay? Fuel for the body to operate at its, highest level, at its uh, highest version of performance, to be able to think clearly with mental clarity, to be able to feel energized and ready to attack the day, to be able to, fucking digest and make blood move through your body and make your organs work the way it's supposed to, make your muscles work and function the way that they're supposed to, for you to be able to go out on a walk and feel energized, to go out on a run to feel energized, to be able to go to work and execute for 8 hours a day and become the top performer in your company while feeling energized. Like food as fuel, as a means to operate and function as a fully functioning human being. Okay? Now, when you're eating these foods, you can enjoy them. You can make it a pretty plate. Like, let me give a simple example of what I would consider a well rounded plate of food, right? So, first off, all whole foods. So, let's just choose a lean source of protein. It can be chicken, it can be grilled chicken, it can be salmon, it can be tilapia, it can be ground beef, it can be steak, it can be um, fucking, I don't know, if you're vegan or vegetarian, it can be garbanzo beans, it can be tofu, whatever it might be. You're having a lean protein on your plate, okay? And this is taking up the majority of your plate. Then you have some vegetables of your choice, some colorful vegetables that you enjoy. And then you have some fruits in a bowl on the side that you enjoy. And then you have one source of, grains, um, yeah, like a source of grains: quinoa, brown rice, white rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Okay? You select your favorite protein, select your favorite vegetables, select your favorite foods, select your favorite carbohydrates or grains, and you have it on a plate distributed in a way that supports your goals in life. If you know you're trying to sustain as much muscle mass as possible or put on more muscle mass, then protein should be the majority of your plate. If you know you're about to go and do a hard workout, or you're about to have a long day, or the first few hours of your day are going to be filled with a lot of meetings, then maybe you start off with some good sources of carbohydrates to provide you some quick energy to tap into, because you're going to need it. If you need more sustained energy, and you don't want your blood sugar to spike too much, maybe you utilize fats as your source of energy, because you're going to have whatever it might be. But being thoughtful and intentional about what you're putting in your body, and understanding that it is fuel. And you can make that a beautiful plate. There's a way to make that into a beautiful plate. You can add the seasonings, your salt and pepper, or your fucking spicy powder from Gates or something, that you add onto your meats to make them taste better, or adding some cumin and some, I don't know, some tamarind to the top of your vegetables or something like that, to make them taste a little better to you. That is all fine and dandy. But you don't need all the crazy sauces on top of it. You don't need it to be super sweet or super savory, or you don't need your mouth to explode and to feel so much boom every time you take a bite. That is unnecessary. And when you rely on that feeling, and every day when you're getting ready to have a meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or a snack, that you're expecting that, then you put yourself in a poor position when it comes to genuinely having a well-rounded diet, right? So I hope that made sense. Thinking about food as fuel versus food as a treat, and understanding that there is a time and place for food to be like an experience, but it doesn't need to be the full shabam every single day. And if you're an individual who's listening to this right now and you're like, no, I need it to be a full shabam every single time, then cool, I'll let you live your life, and you're allowed to make that choice. But understand that sometimes your goals aren't going to align with living a lifestyle filled with utilizing food as a treat every single day at every single meal. So this is just my recommendation when it comes to nutrition and how we think about food, and hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Like, comment, share with a friend, and we'll talk more about this in depth if you want to. Peace.